Let's get the last fight of the day done with some official instructions from referee.
Our main event of the evening tonight is brought to you by none other than Last Call Tavern, located at 7052 Pecos Street in Denver. Last Call Tavern is the home for great food, great prices, bar games, outdoor seating, and they're also your home for SCL Media Days, weigh-ins, and all UFC fights, JR.
Thanks, Last Call Tavern, for all you do for MMA in Colorado. And what they're doing right now is bringing this 105-pound professional fight featuring Grace Cleveland. She's in the black gear with the pink anklets, facing off against Stephanie Skinner, who's wearing the black and silver gear this evening. And what a fast pace to start this out. And beautiful takedown defense shown by Skinner there. And she wraps up the guillotine choke as Cleveland makes her second commitment to the takedown. Cleveland going to be able to pop her head free, but Skinner has a great submission game. Let's see what she has to offer up off of her back.
And this is really, and it's funny. I see this is where Grace Cleveland wants this fight, is on the ground. I think Grace Cleveland has really shown that her strength is on the ground, but I also know that her striking, and I had Mark Montoya, her head coach, on the podcast this morning. Her strength is really becoming a well-rounded game altogether.
Yeah, absolutely, and we can see that in her transitions here, passing guard by way of going north-south, and Cleveland very fast in her submissions. A couple of times we've seen her work her way into the armbar, and she does a really nice job of not telegraphing her submissions.
And she's also, one of the things that's really impressive about Grace Cleveland as well is her ability to scramble, and we see that with her regularly.
And Skinner, great job with the reversal there. Able to dump Cleveland over the top, come back to standing. And both fighters, you can just see really ripped, really great conditioning, and showing why they're professionals and in the main event. Good job keeping the cover up there by Cleveland as Skinner flashed the high kick. And now it's Cleveland's turn to go with head control. I was going to say, see if she tries to turn it into a guillotine. Does not. Circles to the back. No hooks in yet. Wants to solidify the position a little bit more before she commits to the hooks. And now her corner's calling for it. Oh, Skinner, just beautiful scrambles. But Cleveland, talk about gyros in the hips. Wow, great ride.
Yeah, and this is kind of where we see her shine. Both very athletic girls, though, at the same time here.
Yeah, and they're fighting at a really fast pace,
yes.
But both of them would be able to keep up even if this goes all 3 rounds. And one hook in, very solid for Cleveland now. Has a second hook in, but her corner's calling for her to do double underhooks on the arms and then stretch the legs. They want her to flatten Skinner out. And they're kind of center of the cage where both these fighters can take instructions from their corners. Myself, I can only hear the corner of Cleveland right now. That's why I know what they're telling her.
Well, and this is a bad spot for Skinner.
Good position with the hooks now for Cleveland. Trying to thread that arm through. Skinner, nice with the 2-on-1. Cleveland going back and forth, swimming the choke side to side is how they term it. And Skinner just very well aware of what's going to try to happen here. And Cleveland, I can see that right leg trying to sneak it up and go over the arm. That shuts down half the defense, or kind of a third of the defense if you consider tucking the chin of Skinner. And Skinner, nice job trying to turn the shoulders in, but Cleveland using those hooks to maintain control. 5-minute round, about a minute and a half of that left here in round number 1 of our main event this evening. Oh, and a beautiful back elbow by Skinner. Just speed and power on that. We're going to have to see if that caught Cleveland, and if it did, it might have been across the nose. Let's see if she starts to bleed, but doesn't look like it to me yet.
Very active fight already for
trying to step through the armbar. And Cleveland, missed a shot at it. Skinner kept that elbow tucked in nicely. Beautiful defense by Skinner. Cleveland was trying to set up a bunch of different things there, and Skinner just right there with it. Oh, and Cleveland rocked a little bit. That punch, she's blinking, trying to clear her head a little bit, Ron.
Yeah, I think she got one to the eye. very, very strong girls here at 105 pounds, and really interesting to see kind of how this fight, as this fight goes on and progresses. Kind of curious to see how the cardio is for both of these girls.
There's the 10-second clacker, so the first of 5-minute round's almost done. And a la John Jones, a spinning back elbow off the cage, lands for Cleveland to end the round.
Second round just about underway here. Very closely contested first round, JR.
Yeah, Skinner, great job with her defense all around. Cleveland, you know, the positions that Skinner was in, we've seen Cleveland end fights there. So Skinner showing she's on point with her submission defense, and Superwoman punch lands for Skinner. Good inside leg kick disrupts the balance for Skinner. Cleveland, nice job with the head movement and smile from Cleveland now.
She's always smiling. That's the beauty of Grace Cleveland. She's always smiling no matter where she is.
Skinner put a lot of power into that leg kick, and the problem with that is sometimes your foot will kind of stick against your opponent's leg, and almost an illegal technique. They're very close. You can hear the Skinner fans giving a little boo of dismay there, but anyway, it was the power of the kick that actually allowed Cleveland to trap it because it was slow because of the power. And so Cleveland now trying to work into a more dominant position.
And, you know, Grace Cleveland's got a very, very heavy top game that we reference a lot. So I'm curious to see kind of how this second round shakes out, if Grace can really wear out Stephanie Skinner, or if Stephanie Skinner can utilize her striking right now to kind of keep Grace Cleveland at bay.
And Skinner, nice job of bringing one foot through. She's all the way across the abdomen, trying to shut down Cleveland, being able to pass her guard. Had a butterfly hook there for a moment, wasn't able to elevate with it, but Skinner just showing great technical ground skills off of her back. And that makes it difficult for Cleveland. I mean, a lot of people would think, you know, just bring that right leg over, but somebody with the prowess of Skinner off of her back, as soon as you unweight to slide that leg, she's going to try to effect an escape. So Cleveland being really calm here. Skinner, nope, not over the shoulder, so not much danger of a triangle yet.
Not yet, definitely hunting for it and looking for an opening right now, but Grace Cleveland doing a really nice job of tripoding right there and keeping her weight heavy like that right on top, over the top of Steph Skinner.
Couple of the better ground and pound punches we've seen so far, and a nice up kick from Skinner. Cleveland dives right back in. Both these fighters happy to be in the mix here.
Totally.
Halfway through round two, which means we're halfway through the fight.
How about the fact that we have 205-pound women headlining a fight today? I'm kudos to them.
And making an exciting match of it. Corner of Cleveland saying they want a little more action with the ground and pound. Specifically, they want short shots with the elbows.
Yeah, they want her to stay busy.
Looking for a leg lock here is Skinner. Nice job, almost getting the turn, but Cleveland transitioning the knee bar, and there it is. Congratulations to the Factory X fighter. Grace Cleveland goes home with the knee bar victory. Round three.
All right, at 3 minutes and 10 seconds of round number 2. Winner by submission, Grace Cleveland.
Grace, I believe this is your first main event fight, is that true? How do you feel about it?
Well, it's awesome, but crazy at the same time.
Showing it how the girls get it done. You're known for your ground game. Was that the game plan coming into the fight?
I mean, I want to try too, just to see a little bit more, but they're dropping on the ground normally, so.
Finishing off with a good submission. Does anybody like to thank tonight?
And I want to thank my coaches,